Welcome, returning and new subscribers. I am Goddess High Priestess Empress Alba La Pantera. Welcome all. And upon entering, make sure you are liking the video, aka washing your hands and saging yourself before you step up into this here room, this here space room, whatever you want. Listen, I love you all. Just know that, okay? So we're gonna see what the message is for the collective. Just know that um, this may be a continuation from yesterday's too. You know what? As far as it being a continuation from yesterday, candle just went up. We're just going with the energy and we're riding the wave. You feel me? We going with the ebb and flow. We already know Mars is in Cancer, Venus is in Taurus, Mercury is in Aries, which will be going into Taurus shortly. As of early next month, on the 3rd, it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the 3rd, Mercury will be going into Taurus. Right now is in Aries. So, what that's saying is, right now you have a lot of inspirational ideas that are coming in. That when Mercury gets into Taurus, it begins to materialize it. Where you're figuring out what to do to actually materialize these things. So, besides all of that, this entire week going into the beginning of April, you could really feel a lot of karma that's being released, you know, for yourself and those around you. Ideally enough, we also have a full moon in Libra coming up on the 5th or 6th, depending on where you're located, next month of April. Greetings, Sistren. Greetings. Greetings, y'all. Alana, welcome to Flow. What is Guanin? So, yeah, there's a lot of big energetic changes that are happening here for the collective, and it's all to assist you with moving beyond false evidence appearing real, anxiety, and helping you to be more balanced and in alignment to the whole. Okay. So, with the physical and the spiritual. Now, as we all know, and if you're new to the channel or to astrology, Pluto has stepped into Aquarius on the 23rd of this month. Now, Pluto has a lot to do with power, transformation, and deep, intense emotions when it comes to others, your sexuality as well. In the sign of Aquarius, Aquarius has to do with humanity. It also has to do with your cosmic blueprint. It also connects to beyond the 5D. And along with that, we're speaking of the collective in general. So this is the power of the collective. While Pluto was in Capricorn, it was more about the power of those that are in authority. So with it going into Aquarius, you as a collective, we as a collective are now in a position to step forward for ourselves. And stepping forward for yourself really has to do with the way you have handled situations within your immediate dynamic. So the way that sunlight is hitting right now, this is a vibe. I'm feeling this. Okay, let me not. Give me a second, y'all. Drink this tea. So, also, when speaking of Pluto, Pluto is about generations, 20 years. So, what Pluto was doing for the collective, and you specifically, personally speaking, it watches everything that's going on around you, and it has a very strong connection to your soul and your heart's desires. So, with Pluto in Aquarius right now, okay, It's in a position to bring harmony into your life. Therefore, anything that you cannot build with for long term purposes, Pluto is not going to have not one issue removing it from your life. So, this is also where some of you can see where things are feeling like tower moments. It could be feeling quite abrupt too, where these things are happening because, like I said, Pluto has witnessed your soul's journey and it brings on the death of the ego. If it is, especially when situations are not connected to your true soul essence. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm giving you this information. I'm just going to let the cards also speak to you too. Okay. So, again, Pluto witnesses your soul's journey. So, what is not supporting you for the long term, it must and it will go. No questions asked. Because that's another thing about Pluto, it doesn't apologize for the transformation. It just knows it has to transform this and it will. Okay. Especially in Aquarius. It's I know. Aquarius is connected to the 11th house of I know. You know what harmony is. You know what brings beauty into your life. You know what I mean? You know who and what it is that you want to connect to based on your creativity, as Aquarius is the polar opposite of Leo, fifth house energy of creativity, creating things that you love and you would honor yourself and celebrate yourself for. Look at that cosmic parents that came out in reverse because the way this is coming through as we're speaking about this, you're some of you are realizing that you're connected to different spirit guides at this time because this is connected to your ancestral bloodline as far as the cosmos is concerned. And as we approach this full moon in Libra, and if you have the Moonology deck, notice how the full moon in Libra card states a win-win outcome is forecast because this is a situation where, yeah, there have been a lot of things that you have endured, but you're also in this space to bring balance into it where you're like, okay, others have experienced this and this is why they respond a certain way. Evidently, if you encounter people who are not at that level, this is obviously one of those situations where Pluto is going to remove that energy out of your life. Okay. So it's a wonderful time to be alive. Yes, it is. It always is. And with Mars in Cancer, all right. Mars in Cancer, as we were talking about yesterday, your actions are connected to what you feel and what you're sensing. Now, another aspect of that, Cancerian energy, fourth house, also speaks about the roots, your family, your foundation. This could even go further, back when it comes to the initial people of your bloodline and energies that you are still connected to. So, there could be certain emotions and feelings that you have or way that you sense situations that could be connected to an old paradigm, and these things are now coming up for you to really handle it. Okay, it's time to release comparison. Now it says grab a message from the Orisha deck. Wow, that was kind of quick. Okay, Archangel Haziel here, the god of mercy. May 1st to the 5th is significant. Forgiveness and reconciliation, love, justice, karma. The color turquoise and yellow is also beneficial. And this has to do with the top portion of your brain with the cherubs. And this is speaking of the Sephiroth of Chakma, which connects to wisdom. Also, Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. Lapis lazuli, aventurine, and hematite could be very beneficial to you all at this time, too. So, while Mars is in Cancer and having this trine of a connection or aspect to Saturn in Pisces, Pisces would be the ocean. Scorpio is like swampy lands. And then you have Cancer as like the rivers and the lakes. So right now, Mars is willing to go towards the ocean, go towards expansion. And how does that translate to you personally? There could have been entry points or doors that may have been closed or something has been delayed and now it's opening back up. But that opening is also contingent to what has to be removed out of your life, especially if it's not in connection to your soul's desire. Okay. So, very cool shit going on here when it comes to the cosmos now. Welcome, Amina. So, the top advice right now is connecting with the divine feminine energy, whether you're a male or female. Connect to that divine feminine energy that is all about feeling, being intuitive in what it is that you're sensing. Okay. Now, we have Uranus in the conjunction to Venus. Anytime you have a conjunction, this speaks of an activation or something starting. So this could be, you know, out of the blue, literally from source, great information that is coming into your life that's going to bring joy to your heart. This could have been something that was actually on hold or delayed 11/11, May 25th to June 13th last year. And what's so beautiful about this information coming in for me to relay it to y'all is that 613 has been coming up quite frequently, like the last two lives. Even when I watched a movie the other day, that number was also significant there too. And I was like, okay. So there, that's another clue for you specifically, y'all. Like there's certain movies that you're being guided to watch. Like I was telling sister about the movie Nope, that before I had a specific dream, I was going to watch the movie, but I didn't. Had the dream, had the vision, and when I watched the movie, I realized that the beginning portion was literally connected to that dream. The same exact like scenario and everything. Well, not everything as far as like what happened, but yeah, it was pretty. It's we're in a world, y'all, where the different dimensions, there are different beings of different dimensions surrounding us. And Mars in Cancer is really going to help you specifically, and I'm talking to each and every one of you as you, is going to help you to sense who and what these vibrations are. That's going to really help you to move forward, okay? And bring in a grounded perspective when it comes to an idea that you have. All right. So trust and own what you feel and honor what arises intuitively, because the directions or doors that are opening for you all at this time is connected to your sense of trust. Okay. So yesterday we were speaking about April 3rd and you possibly feeling stuck and how that energy is going to be loosening up. Well, April 3rd, Mercury in Taurus will be in a square to Pluto in Aquarius. Now, anytime you have Pluto squaring a planet, it does speak of that aspect within you of obsession or something being fixed or you being fixed when it comes to that planet or the energy of that planet. And yeah, basically that you're just being fixed on something that more than likely doesn't serve you anymore. Okay. So with Mercury and Taurus in the square to Pluto and Aquarius, there could be something that you have been obsessively thinking about and you're not able to connect to the answer. So you got to be shitting me. This is what I'll be talking about. Because I shuffled that Moonology deck and it's right there. Y'all saw me just look over that way. I wasn't even paying no mind to it. And I was going to tell you about the card that's literally sitting right here at the top that it comes out quite often also. The answers you need are coming. Ashe. So this is exactly what's happening. The answers that you all been needing up to this point from whichever lifetime you've been needing these answers, they are coming. Because come April 5th, Mercury will be in a sextile to Saturn in Pisces. where you'll start to feel, a little bit more easygoing and not so restricted. And the reason why, it's going to be the result of you possibly receiving a no from another situation that you may have wanted. And the no is all about, this is not something that is part of your soul's desire. It could be a desire of the ego, but it's not the soul's desire. So right now, Pluto is in a position to connect you to your soul's desire. And with that square that we were just talking about, Mercury and Pluto, that feeling of being stuck could be coming from things that the ego wants. Okay. So Pluto come April 5th is going to be shutting everything down that is not in connection to your highest purpose and just let it be. Okay. So once again, trust what you are feeling and sensing as your intuition has you at this moment. Like your intuition literally is guiding you at this moment. And also pay attention to what's going on as far as like your peripheral vision. There could be a lot of things that you're seeing or sensing. That's the peripheral energy. So let me get these Orisha cards. Give me a second. Welcome once again. So yeah. Things are going to become much more simple in terms of a solution. So don't force the river. Trust the ebb and flows of your emotions. Whatever it is that you have to get out that could, come from the Mars energy of aggression, get it out. Don't hold that energy and get whatever you got to get out, and then move forward. Don't just sit there with it. Okay. Now, this Libra full moon, during that time, will have Venus in a sextile with Neptune. And basically what that's saying is, because Venus is in Taurus, Neptune, Pisces, it's going to help you along with Chiron in the conjunction to the sun. So, okay. So Venus in the sextile to Neptune with the sun in conjunction to Chiron. When it comes to relationship patterns, what Chiron is going to be doing in a conjunction to the sun, and we obviously know with the full moon, the sun is in an opposition to the moon. Chiron is going to bring you to the core with the key to actually break through these patterns. So this could have an energy of getting to the core in the past, but not opening that door for whatever subconscious fear was connected to that, because Chiron has to deal it's all about deep emotional spiritual wounding. Okay. But during this time you're going to become stronger, because Chiron is literally going to dissolve what was influencing this fear or these patterns. Okay. So this week is a very powerful week. And then come April, as we all know, we start the eclipse season. So anything that's rising up that could be uncomfortable, let it be uncomfortable. But as I told y'all before, go in a direction of love. Go in a direction where you are sensing that you're moving forward. Okay. What's the message here from the Orishas? Thank you, Mama Universe and Papa Universe, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, gods, and goddesses, my heart and soul. Gratitude. And gratitude to you all as well. You feel me? Of course you'll come through. Oh yeah. The water element. Elegua. And the fairies and the sylphs. That's interesting. That right there. Let me see here. Yeah, there's a lot that's happening within the emotions of the collective here that's opening doors. This is the card of the door opener here. Numbers 3 and 7 could be significant. 3 and 7, is it? 3 specifically. Let me just make sure. Yeah, 3 and 7. So third house and 12th house could also be significant at this time. You're going to see a lot of progress in your work because there's one door closing for so many more to open. So don't hold on to anything where you feel comfortable in, okay? Because this is also an energy of getting uncomfortable so you can take this leap of faith. Trusting the guidance of your intuition and not being so logical about what you don't have at this current moment to make this move or to take this action. But then we got the 5 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, followed by the 10 of Wands, dwarves and gnomes. Yeah, see? And then the Ace of Pentacles with this big bull energy. And then, oh, boom, shit, with the 2 of Cups. And then the enslaved prisoner. Yes, something as far as a partnership or work was delayed. Some of you may even want to go back to May 5th to the 13th and see what was going on with you specifically. It'll give you a closer look, an inside look of the bigger picture, because I literally just expanded the screen as I said that. But let me look at my calendar here really quick. Let's look at this. Mm-hmm. So this was after the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, which was the 16th. And then Venus squared Pluto on the 26th. Where you may have felt extremely passionate about doing something and it became delayed, or the delay started to come in. Venus then entered Taurus, which is where we have it now, on the 28th last year. You may have met someone new around that time, but that could have also been delayed too. Delayed communication. Then Mars is what Mars was conjunct to Jupiter, which is all about taking action without thinking on a negative aspect. Taking action before thinking. So this may have influenced the delay, obviously, for you to get to see a certain pattern within yourself, as this may be one of those things that are actually being removed because it's not in connection to your higher purpose. And that which is going to show itself once this occurs. So yes, once again, this is one of those vibes where you do what you do, but Pluto's also doing what it do. Okay. And Pluto is going to transform these situations. We had the new moon in Gemini on the 30th at 9 degrees, which is a royal star energy, Aldebaran, the star of Archangel Michael, the warrior of the light overcoming the dragon. Look at that. Because you got the 5 of Wands right here. Now, there are different dragons for different folks. Yo. Okay. Then June 1st, Mercury was in a square to Saturn. And here we got the sirens. That's a fire truck. Shango's energy. And Mercury square in Saturn is all about that verbal or written judgment or criticism within yourself, correcting any mistakes that you may have or patterns when it comes to communication. And then with a sextile to Neptune, something spiritual inspires you. A spiritual experience comes from this verbal or written criticism. 337. Alas, whoa, alas is 337. Something is being completed from literally that point. See? This card here speaks of an old, mature man or woman who is a dreamer, sensible, melancholic, inspired, a poet, an artist, teacher, writer, scientist, etc. Someone with a fine character and with strong conviction, faithful and tender. But with false energy around this, it speaks of projects with no grounds or future. Okay. Show me the energy here, Uranus, Orishas, for the collective. You'll have an idea as to where you are at now, looking at your photos or journal entries from May 25th to June 13th. And 613, some of you in here, your inner child is having a blast. That was just random. But it speaks of bond, imprisonment. 613. But leave the stump with its roots in the ground, and with a band of iron and bronze in the tender grass of the field. Let him be drenched with dew from the sky and share the plants of the earth with the animals. Daniel 4:15. Daniel 4:23. The king saw an observer, a holy one, coming down from heaven and saying, cut down the tree and destroy it, but leave the stump with its roots in the ground, and with the band of iron and bronze around it in the tender grass of the field. Let him be drenched. That's part of it again. 7 periods of time. And share food with the wild animals for 7 periods of time. We have the 8 of Cups here with the octopus. Now, I know me. I like to put everything together here. The octopus speaks of reaching, yearning, lacking boundaries and direction. Okay, so let's say whatever when it comes to boundaries and lessons, and you have lessons to complete from 1 to 10, 1 to 9, 0 to 9. Let's really connect here. Lessons when it came to boundaries from 0 to 9. Last year, May to 613 was lesson number 9. And now you're back at the very beginning. Now you're back at the center of 0. But with boundaries. Because the octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. The octopus entwines itself into others people's business and shares their own without restraint. They believe that's what it means to be close. I'm going to say that again. The octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with the lack of healthy boundaries. And this is the Eight of Cups in the Orisha deck, which represents Saturn and Pisces also. Okay. But here you do have Pluto, Scorpio, and Mars being indicated on this card. So the octopus signifies a wonderfully perceptive mind paired with the lack of healthy boundaries. Unfortunately, this results in well-intended but messy relationships. The octopus entwines itself into others people's business and shares their own without restraints. They believe that's what it means to be close. If you notice after spending time with someone that you feel drained or uneasy, the essence of octopus is at play. Begin to establish healthy boundaries. Be patient and firm. It may be a very old habit to change. And notice the energy of the week. So, when you're in this energy of the lack of boundaries of the octopus, you're needy, clingy, and lack courage. Or this could be people around you. And that neediness or clingy or lack of courage can show up in so many different ways, so to bring into balance space to oneself and talk therapy, but talking with someone who is trustworthy. So we're getting to the bottom, collective, welcome Fatima, of partnerships or situations that lack trust and boundaries. And Chiron in conjunction to the sun, Chiron and Aries, sun and Aries, is going to bring you to the core of this to finally release it. See, this is where some of you may connect with someone that may have just been a fantasy, or that archetype of that person actually comes through during this month of during this week, or I would say for the remainder of this year. You know what I mean? Especially with all of these changes that were happening with Pluto in Aquarius. And then it'll go back into Capricorn come June as it goes retrograde. So it's going to be going over those steps that it just passed so you can really, you know, really see what's going on once and for all. This is what's happening now, but you're going to really see it from a much grounded state, because with it being in Aquarius, it's more of a mental thing, but this mental aspect is also connected to your heart space. You know what I mean? When it comes to Capricorn, we're speaking about, it's like, put it this way, Pluto in Aquarius would be an electric shock to whatever is still in the bones, Capricorn, and removing it. Feel me? So this is something. At this point, I'm just channeling too. Cause hooray. Let's get another message here. And that Eight of Cups is a perfect representation of Saturn and Pisces, with the ocean and the ship, and going in the direction of where you were lacking boundaries to gain the wisdom from it, like seeing it head on, experiencing it head on, no longer sweeping it under the rug. Water element, Ashe, once again. And then we have undines and mermaids that are bringing messages through fire. So some of you are connecting to certain fire signs here that are actually undines and mermaids. This just went there. This really just went there. Give me a second. I just heard Lemuria, Atlantis. We have the Delphinus constellation, or Odele, Odele, the Mermaid constellation. Let's see. Odele is a child of a famous fisherman in a small town in Athens. Constellation of mermaids and sea. An artist's rendition of constellation Capricornus, the sea goat. Delphinus is the 69th constellation in size. The neighboring constellations are Aquarius, Aquila, Equilius, Pegasus, Sagitta, and Vulpecula. Give me a second. Let me look at this. In Greek mythology, the constellation represents the dolphin sent by the sea god Poseidon, 12th house Pisces energy, to find Amphitrite, the Nereid he wanted to marry. Is also associated with the story of Arion, the Greek poet and musician whose life was saved by dolphins at sea. So there are mythical creatures that are not so mythical creatures. We are playing out the story of these mythical creatures. This is amazing. Delphinus is recognizable for the diamond-shaped pattern formed by its brightest star known as Job's coffin, which outlines the body of the celestial dolphin. Delphinus. The constellation is known as the dolphin. We said that already. Let me see, what else can you give me here? Delphinus belongs to the heavenly waters, family of constellations, along with Carina, Columba, Aquilius, Eridanus, Pisces, Austrenius, Puppis, Pyxis, and Vela. Let me get one of these here mystic oracles before I go to. Okay, go to it first. Let's do it. Go to it first. Let's go to the message of fire first. This feels amazing. Some of you are really connecting to your cosmic family. It feels different. It's going to feel good. It feels amazing. It's almost as if they have this access now that they didn't have before because of where we're at as a collective on this planet at this time. So, welcome, love. Okay. Some of you have to really let go of whatever this energy is that is blocking your heart chakra. You know who you are. Let's see. Message from family. I meant fire. Don't forget to like the video, y'all. I see y'all in here. Wash them hands and sage yourself, honey. You feel me? So the message from fire, that is from the undines and mermaids, which is your family for some of you, do not let anything or anyone discourage you, since reason acts according to your moves. You have been fair in your attitudes, courage in fulfilling your duties, rank and achievement in your performance. The truth is guiding you, and love will therefore be your corollary, and only means for happiness. With this message from the fire is also speaking of your willpower to overcome any danger and difficulties. Speaking of the Holy One, message of fire speaks of a representative of universal love. The Holy Spirit comes down in the form of flames, and the sacred heart of Christ shines because of the love of his brethren and of all humanity. Fire is a pure and purifying element, burning all ignorance and clumsiness and acting as the bulwark of reason and mental penetration. As the energy from the center of the earth, it encourages us to go on, to work, and to create by acting on our metabolism, cooperating with our organic functions, and influencing the reproduction of the human race. Because also in this age of Aquarius, well, Pluto in Aquarius, with Pluto and Leo, it's polar opposite, you'll have a lot more children around. Pluto in Aquarius would speak more so about those that are currently here and longevity. So there may not be as many births that you would normally hear about. You hear about people having an extension of life, though. So this is how you know the children that are coming in during this age. Ooh-wee. I would just sit there and be like, I just want to know everything they have to say, everything they're thinking about. Like if I see a child or someone born during this age of Aquarius, or this while Pluto's in Aquarius, a generation of Aquarius, I would literally watch them. And if they're in deep thought, whenever they come out of that deep thought, I would literally ask them, like, what did you see? Like, what did you really see? Tell me all that you saw. Like, listen. So some of you are stepping into your spirit of service through oral, written, or gestural expressions. So your form of expression is changing here because you're more comfortable in your skin. You're more in alignment to all in who you are. So let's see what the mystic Martians are saying. Greetings sent of the artiste. Mystic Martians, 4343. Mystic Martians, message for the collective. Andromedans and the pentagram. 354, 435. Harmony, protection, idealism. When it comes to these ideas that you have, you are protected here. Then we have autonomy, free will, and manifestation. It comes out quite a few times. The Andromedans. What's your message? And we got the Syrian A's, Vesica Pisces, and Agarthans. Wow. Divine feminine energy while Mars is in Cancer. So I feel like Mars is in a position of stepping into the heart space and trusting one's heart to make decisions for you, before having to process it in your mind. or in your brain, because your heart holds the conscious and subconscious and superconscious mind. So we have the Andromedans here saying that you have the free will to manifest automatically. With the Syrian A's here, this has to do with your artistry or being artistic, but this also connects to you being honest and authentic. And we have the Agarthans again with manifesting from multi-dimensional perceptions and being in attunement to these multi-dimensions. There's an energy that doesn't, this is that McCarthy's, that does not step into this realm because of how dense it is. And because of how dense it is, but we're actually in water. We are in water, but it's at a much different density. Everything around us is water, but they're in this space where they need a certain volume or density in order to step in. So with these solar flares and CMEs that are happening, it's definitely cleansing the planet where a lot of what normally doesn't step in cosmically, it is now, especially if you have the blueprint, if that's your blueprint. They're coming in specifically for you, you know? So let's go into some astrology cards and some tarot cards. We just gonna vibe. We are just going to vibe because that's just where we at. What we got going on here? They said not these, so go. I just heard now these, so there are certain restrictions that were necessary. Now these. Certain restrictions were necessary for you to build strength. What's going on here? What's going on for the collective? A new start is coming. It's time to release negativity. Nothing will come of this situation. Yes. Full moon in Scorpio, new moon, void of course moon. Let's look at these. It's time to release negativity. This card has been nonstop the last 2 days. Came out twice already today. Conclusions are within reach. And yes, they are, because the answers you need are coming. What do you need to release? Anything that prevents you from meditating and connecting to the answers that are coming through meditation here, new moon in Pisces, and balance spirituality and practicality. For some of you, this could have to do with whatever it is that is rising up that has been hidden from you subconsciously. So that's definitely coming through your meditation. Definitely come to do that meditation for sure. Give me a second. I'll put that over there. So let's see. Nothing will come of this situation. What are we discussing here? It's also time to release the negativity as a new start is coming. For some of you, this is specific if you were born during a new moon or full moon. Let's see. Nothing will come of this situation. King of Cups. This could have something to do with being family oriented and what you have to disconnect from. Divine timing is at play here. You have built so much with those that you love, but is it a love that you are receiving from them too? Are they giving you love or just taking your love and giving you nonsense? Let's see what's at the top. Pentacles, so 77 is significant. Temperance, temper yourself. You're receiving angelic guidance to temper yourself, surrounded by angelic guidance to temper yourself. Tower, yep. This is that Pluto in Aquarius, and serve your highest purpose is going to be removed. It's going to be removed. It's not that you're going to have a hard time disconnecting from these situations. You'll have a hard time wanting to connect to it, and it's rejecting you too. So, yeah, Five of Wands here, Saturn and Leo, because this is all speaking of your heart's desires. As we know, Leo also speaks of the heart. So does Cancer and Aries, and if it's not in connection to, again, your North Node, what you're here to do, Pluto ain't having it. Pluto is not having it. You got the King of Cups with the Tower card. That is strictly Pluto in Aquarius. And it's giving you the message right now. If nothing will come from this situation, it's time to release it. And it will be released. Let's get another deck to clarify what we got going on over here. Let's see. And some of you been given so much to giving your energy to so many different areas. It's time to pull your power back. That could have been causing physical pain or putting holes in your aura. You know? It's time to give yourself that relaxation that you would normally give others, and who weren't really appreciative of, what you were willing to give to the extent that you would give. Clarify this. King of Cups in the Tower. Five of Cups, sorrow, pains, and regrets. Again, with Scorpio energy here. But I'm seeing all of this Scorpio vibes as Pluto. Nothing gonna come of this situation. Judgment. Aquarius. Ace of Cups. Because it's time for you to step into supreme unconditional love. That's May 22nd to the 27th, which also speaks of fertility. Ace of Cups, Cancer, the divine feminine. We got Mars in Cancer, and then we got the Five of Cups, which is a Mars card. Grab another deck. Look at, I'm telling you, this Pluto energy is in here today. Thank you, sister. Appreciate that. We have the Death card, Scorpio, Pluto. Any obsessive thoughts that you were having, that you've been fixated on and kept you stuck, you'll see a release from that come the 5th. You're going to be grateful for a rejection because of what's coming as a result of that rejection, which was your protection here. Show me the Five of Cups. Because with the full moon in Libra, it's also going to activate, who it is that you can connect with. Like connecting with your soul tribe, other people who have been on a spiritual journey, and you could have those conversations with. Especially come Taurus season, having to do with the throat chakra. Being able to express your personal core values and not feeling like an outcast for having the core values that you have. Six of Wands and then the Five of Cups. And the Death card is under that is a Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is all about being recognized, being celebrated, being honored. Jupiter and Leo, integrating your life lessons when it comes to your creativity. Some of you learned so much through these experiences. Like you've had very harsh experiences as far as your creativity, as far as family, as far as partners and love. But it was all for you to create from that space. To create from that space, to see your true value. And when you see your true value, you're going to see why, you know, this is that type of conversation where you meet someone and you say, I'm glad that no one else before you worked out. That type of vibe. So for some of you, you're in certain partnerships that are connected to patterns that are also connected to the negativity that must be released. And this could be why certain things are happening abruptly. This may seem abruptly, but it was all part of the process. It was all part of the process. Hangman, yeah, something was on hold here. The Magician, your manifestations have been on hold until you cleared out whatever was at an opposition to you. Wherever you may have had shown signs of weakness through defensiveness. Let's get a surrender card. What's the message of surrender here for this new start to kick in? What's the message of surrender for the collective for this new start to kick in? Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right, be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships where you can see that there is a door for improvement. As for some of you here, and then others, we have surrender frustration. So if you notice that this frustration doesn't go away even after you surrender this need to be right, as it mentions here, and this is obviously something that you have to disconnect from, as this frustration will not open doors. Some of you have this as your not yourself theme as far as your human design. What else here for the collective? Surrender message to get this new start. We have surrendered the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs once and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Trying is an insult to doing. It's either you making yourself happy, you're bringing happiness into your life, or you're not. When you're in that trying phase, you're still on trial to make a decision or to bring judgment to the situation. What else here for the collective? Surrender message to get this new start. Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. You may want to eat more fruits when it comes to a particular area of your body. Eat those colored fruits or vegetables where you may sense some type of discomfort or tightness. Okay. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and ecstasy there. I love that. Let's get one more. Surrender message for the collective to get this new start rolling. I love that. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Let's get one more message here. We got surrender to the wisdom of your body. Big Taurus energy right here. Listen to your body's message about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. Second time getting this message. If you are energized and happy, move forward. Not the card. Second time getting the message of that card. Surrender to non-action for others of you. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. Some of you have also been going to people too much. You may not feel like you were seeking validation, but that's exactly what was happening. And once you're honest with yourself about your creativity, about the efforts that you can put in to do what you have to do, you're going to find yourself disconnecting from people. And those that you disconnect from, because you're not asking them for their assistance, is something to be mindful of and observe as the way that they respond. Where some people may feel like you need them to do certain things, and it's coming from a space where they want to, you know, have this power trip type of vibe over you. And that's not what we're here for. It's not what we're here for. So let's look at, it's time to release the negativity. Let's get some more information on that. What's going on here for the collective? We know nothing is coming from this situation that you are asking them to release. Clarify this energy, full moon in Scorpio. And this may have been something that showed up after that full moon eclipse, right before May 25th to June 13th of last year. It's time to release that energy and your perception of that, feelings connected to that. Because you may want this Ace of Cups, but in that energy, you're going to be manifesting a Five of Cups. Let's see here. Clarify, it's time to release the negativity. Seven of Swords, sideways. Now, the Seven of Swords is usually read as a card of deception. But with all of this yellow here, yellow also speaks of the solar plexus and creativity and happiness and the sun bringing light to all of this possible deception that has happened. And this could have been a conversation that was had, or deciding if a conversation needs to be had, because you see the Two Swords in the back is also reflecting the moon and Libra energy, emotions connected to memories when it comes to certain partnerships. And now you're more aware. You have been enlightened about all of this as it relates to your personal core values. Five of Swords, Venus and Aquarius, when it comes to what truly is harmony to you in life. Is a shift in the foundation, the dynamics within your home, that also shifts dynamics within certain partnerships that you've had with multiple people or groups of people. 414 on the time. And then we have the Two of Wands here. Two of Wands is Mars and Aries are being at a crossroads, having to make a decision. And then there we go again, surrendering to divine timing. So whatever this is, again, this is being removed out of your life. 17. Back to Aquarius again. This is what you know deep within you, what has to go. And that knowing comes from your soul in connection to your spirit, the moon. You can no longer hide this from yourself. This will no longer be able to be hidden from those around you either. Okay, a lot's going to be revealed here because divine timing is at play with this Wheel of Fortune. It's time to bring in that prosperity. Look at that shit here. The Death card once again. I'm telling you. Any patterns that stemmed from belief systems. There go that white horse coming in to close it on out. That holds the bow and has the crown. A shift in projection, a shift in direction. Let me grab you one of these, y'all. Yeah, look at that. Getting a different perspective, point of view of all that is being transformed, but from a space of stillness, which gives you room to allow this change to happen. It's completion here of the transformation, full moon completion, results, Scorpio, transformation, power, transformation of power. For some of you, this could be that energy I was picking up on, as far as whatever this is that you're holding on to that is blocking out your heart chakra, is because this energy is starting to rise back up. Rise from the solar plexus to the heart chakra to the throat chakra, which is all about truth, and so on and so forth, with your first eye, as your third eye, and then the crown. What's the energy here? Sacred journey. Yep. And this speaks of the Kundalini rising. That's exactly what this is. Yeah. Third eye vision is at the bottom of the deck. Reclaiming your mind. The sacred journey that you've been on is all about you reclaiming your mind. Whether it be subconscious, conscious, or superconscious mind. Reclaiming your mind. And then number 9 there. 98 could be significant too. 9-8, which is also 17. And that is what? The star card. Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius ain't playing this week. Going into next week, into the full moon, because it wants the best for you. It wants the very best for you. Yeah, Kundalini rising for sure. Yep. Igniting your passion for life here. 26-22. Refuge, shelter, 26-22. I want to look at this here. Angel number. Hard work and team spirit, angel number 262. 26, 22, 62 could be significant too. Is a reminder from the divine forces that hard work, smart work, and team spirit are the key aspects that will bring success in time through the challenges, time, Saturn. In other words, your guardian angels urge you to be willing to work with anyone. So this has to do with a cooperation after. So this speaks of tension happening that leads into a conversation of compromising. And to compromise, there has to be cooperation. Your options are to be part of that dynamic of cooperation, or to realize that you don't have to experience this type of tension that leads into this type of energy, and just learn your lesson from it and move on. 420, once again, significant. This could even be people that you just normally are around because y'all smoke together. And the moment that you stop, you realize how people change around you. So, more so, being ambitious and having a long-term goal is the priority right now with 26-22. It's time to release the negativity. It's like a plan that you may have had in place can now, pull through, because you have disconnected from an obsessive fixed thought that you may have had, or those around you that influence that type of thought process. But with 26-22, your guardian angels are wanting you to break free of all the things in your life right now. Because it also contains 222, which is about focusing on your soul destiny, which will allow you to stay on the path of the best parts of life. Obviously, you have your ebbs and flow, yes. But even through, the ebbs of it, you can still express gratitude. But again, that also depends on what it is that you're around and what you're focused on. Yep, you can tell who people are when you stop smoking and drinking. Yeah, for sure. That is a fact. So let's continue. Let me pull this through. All right. Be fearless. Love that. Number 3, Jupiter. See where Jupiter is right now, transiting for you. That house is the area of your life where you're being asked to be fearless, as 3 is connected to Jupiter. You can also see that as for the 3rd house, Mercury or Gemini. Show me the 7 of Swords here. When it comes to releasing negativity, show me the 3 of Swords when it comes to releasing negativity. And we have the Justice card, 11111 on the timer. Major Arcana 11. Balance. The 7 of Swords is asking you, when it comes to what you feel when a memory comes up, disconnect from where you see yourself or feel yourself out of balance and move forward with where you do see the balance, because where you do see the balance, you are being celebrated. Two of Cups. Venus again, ruler of Taurus and Libra. And it was just 111.55 here. So yeah, definitely big changes coming through. What's this? 9 of Cups. Yes. To bring you your wish fulfillment. Now you can be receiving up to 9 different things at this time that are connected to wish fulfillment. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune again. Hold on. Let me turn this on. So it's not. Okay. So yeah. The Wheel of Fortune is here once again at the bottom of the deck. So this message is repetitive, but it is what it is. Trust what you're feeling and sensing at this time, because your intuition is guiding you exactly to where you want to be. King of Wands in your power. And the King of Wands is an energy of someone who is funny, someone who loves to laugh, handsome, okay, very loyal and respectful, positive, wise, a lot of inner wisdom because they've gone through so many challenges when it comes to knowing themselves, which now puts them in this space of being a spiritual leader or carrying the spirit of leadership. And this could also be significant when it comes to someone born the 11th to 17th of December. And then you have the time frame of July 21st to October to August 24th. And the numbers 23 and 5 could be significant here. So I feel like if this has something to do with an energy or an idea that you connected to last year around that time frame, July to August, it came back around mid-December, but it was still delayed. So it was going step by step, and now it's here. But it's here due to the release of negativity. At one point, you were in a space of your willpower to disconnect. Now, this is something that is happening on a universal level. Your willpower is involved, but Source has more authority over this situation at this time, because this has to transform now. Okay, so hey, look at that 7 of Swords, and that's what we're clarifying right now. It's like if you've been carrying a certain emotion about a memory, you're going to get extremely tired about it, and that causes you to change. Even on the side of positivity, because that's also a positive note because you're changing. But on another note where it's like you weren't putting the work into this idea that you have, or putting the effort to get to know someone that you find extremely attractive, and now actually going towards them, because there's a part of you when it comes to relationship patterns that are also being handled with this vibration of Pluto and Aquarius squaring, approaching the square to the nodes. You're going to be receiving a lot of spiritual support with Mars in a sextile to the North Node and in a trine to Saturn. You're going to be receiving support, celestial spiritual support, to move forward, especially on those things that you've been holding back on. Okay. So let's go into a new start is coming. As a matter of fact, I want to actually clarify the Wheel of Fortune and the Death card here. It's time to release negativity. Show me the Death card energy. Show me the Death card energy here. Two of Coins. Juggling a situation. Yes, whatever this was that you've been holding back on. It's like waiting for the perfect time, and now divine timing steps in as that time. Three of Cups. Now, this could be for those of you who have experienced that tension with someone or groups of people. And after your spiritual journey, y'all all are realizing, yo, this all happened for us to actually come back to this space and move forward. Obviously, that's not for everybody, you know what I mean? But yeah, somebody playing a mean classical right now. Hold on. Let's stop. But the Three of Cups is Mercury, and the Two of Coins is Jupiter energy, and Mercury and Jupiter are in conjunction. So this is the activation of getting things off the ground here, especially with the release of this negativity. Look at that. Three of Coins, working with somebody, working with a particular group, or collaborating. Hold on. Yeah, buddy. I know what song it is. I just don't remember the name. That's my shit. Let me see what else here. This could even be the reason why some of you didn't collaborate in the past. But Aquarius is all about the collective. So bringing groups together that you could function in. You know what I mean? That word function is definitely something right now. That was just like the proper tune, or the proper tuning of a string on the guitar. You can function with these people. So now you see yourself opening up a way of expressing yourself, or even connecting to a certain feeling that allows you to manifest from these multidimensional spaces. Because you got to be open for that, you know? You got to be open. AKA vulnerable. Anything else here? Knight, 9 of staffs, 4 of cups. So that's 9 of wands, 4 of cups, 2 of wands, and the ace of swords. That's exactly what this is. It's like being placed in this position of, it's like being around people who felt like you knew it all. You actually did know a lot too, but you wasn't moving that way. They were just insecure about themselves. And this would put you in a position of feeling like you weren't loved with this 4 of cups. But that same feeling, that same experience is what brought you to the crossroads to now realize the truth and gain the strength and clarity in spite of the adversity. And now you're seeing the fruits of your labor. Speaking of the crown with these grapes, grapes could be significant, seeded grapes. Okay. Let me see what this here, what's the Wheel of Fortune? Make sure this here is still running good. Okay. What's the Wheel of Fortune? We got the Queen of Cups. So Wheel of Fortune also does speak of fate, karma. You may have been holding back from this, releasing this once and for all, like it really started to kick up when the North Node and South Node were in Capricorn and Cancer. That was 2018, 2020, around between those 2 years. Let me see. The nodes shift every 18 months. So, North Node and Capricorn. Let's see. Hold up. Yeah, that to be around that time. Here we go.